Hey happy hearts, I am back with another plant care video, I guess you could say, today. My youngest is taking a nap, my oldest is at school, so I have about 2 hours if I'm lucky to get this video filmed, and there is quite a few plants that I need to take care of today. So with that being said, I'm gonna get right into it. Tell you guys a little bit about what's going on in my life right now, and yeah, let's just get into it. If you've watched my houseplant updates video, I think it was not the last video I filmed, but the one before that, or the one before my terrarium. No, I can't remember. It was a while ago, but if you watched that video of mine, you would have seen quite a few plants that needed extra care and that have been in water propagations for quite some time, or just as a propagation for quite some time. So I want to take care of some of those today, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they don't die off on me because they've been in water for way too long. Okay, but oh, I've been crocheting a lot lately, and this is something that I just recently made. So happy about it. Yeah, I've been crocheting a lot, doing a lot of projects, and the houseplant projects are a little bit harder for me to do because if I'm wanting to film them, then I don't have the chance to really. So a lot of them get pushed to the side because I want to film them, and I can't because I don't have if I were to set up this whole table and light and everything while my youngest is out playing, let's just say we would not have a video to be posting at all. It is a very dreary day out today, but that's okay. That just means the lighting isn't too awful for filming. But this is my philodendron gloriosum that has been living in sphagnum moss for quite some time. I don't know if you guys can see all of the roots on there, but it's definitely been needing to be taken care of. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get this sphagnum moss off real quick, and then I will be right back because this might take me a while, given the fact that it's been in sphagnum moss for probably, well, since we moved in this house, so about 2 years. Alrighty, so I went ahead and cleaned up as much as I could from the roots here. As you can see, it's not perfect, but if you can't tell, this gloriosum is pushing out a new growth there. So exciting. So I wanted to treat this plant with a little respect and give it a better home for the time being. So I think when spring first hit this year for 2024, I purchased this planter from Target. It was only 10 bucks, I think, and I had my intention on putting this gloriosum in this planter. Now it's going to be a very big planter, but because this is a crawler, I think it'll be okay. But yeah, so my intention was to put this gloriosum in a long skinny planter. So when I came across this, I had to pick it up. And I mean, I've looked on Amazon for planters like this and they're so expensive. So when I seen this one for 10 bucks, I was sold. This one is really cool because it's got it's one of those pots that you like water from the bottom, but I'm not that type of person who will do that. So it comes off like that and then pops back on. So we're just gonna go ahead and plant this. And I think I'm going to plant the roots like across it, and then plant it as far over to this side as I possibly can, just so that all of the roots get, you know, water and it's not going to become waterlogged. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I need to get some plant or soil mix stuff because I'm about to run out of my soil, and then I don't have any additives for the soil that I do have. So I need to get like orchid bark and things to go in the soil. Otherwise, I won't be able to do any more repots once this bucket of soil is gone. So we're gonna go ahead and lay it in there like that. I'm gonna hold on to the gloriosum because I don't really want it to be completely covered in the dirt. I kind of want it to sort of lay on top. I don't know how well I'll be able to show you guys, but I also want the roots in deep enough to where they can get some of the water. Hopefully I can get through all of the plants that I have today without running out of soil. I have a list of Hoyas that I want to repot and get in a better pot pretty much, but I thought that these plants that are in water needed my attention a little bit more than some of the Hoyas that I was eyeing to repot. Okay. Got this sort of stable. I might have to pin it down until the roots start to take form. But I don't really have a pin. So, but yeah, I don't want it to be leaning like that. I want it up just a little bit, like that. What can I use to pin this plant? Maybe when I water it, it will compact just a little bit more. I don't know. I don't think I have any bobby pins to use either. I'll go check. Oh, well, it's kind of staying. No. Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. I will find something eventually to pin this down so that it starts to, until it starts to settle itself in. But for now, I'll leave it like this so I can get on to the next plant. So this is going to be the next plant that I am repotting. This is the Synapsis exotica, but there is more than one plant in there. So technically it's the Synapsis exotica and then there's one other one. But I do not remember the name of it. So I'm using this, like, I think it's a 5-inch, but it's a short 5-inch pot. Because these plants have been in their water propagation for quite some time. So we're gonna kind of, is that thunder? It might take a while for these plants to adjust to their new homes because it's been such a long time. But okay, so in this little pile I have a philodendron bipennifolium cutting that's been in here for just as long. So let me try to untangle them real quick, because that's another one that I want to repot today. That's bad. Okay. Oh my goodness. How did I get this so tangled? Come on. I don't want to pull too hard. And it's wrapped around the leaves. How? I don't know. I guess like I could totally chop some of this. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got one free. This one has like a little spike on the back that shows me that it's trying to grow. And because there's so many cuttings of this, that's why it's in this pot for now, but I will end up having to plant it in something bigger soon. But I just wanted to acclimate to the dirt first, because if I go in with too big of a pot right away, I'm gonna end up having root rot really bad. I might even have root rot now because I'm trying to do this and these plants have not been in soil for who knows how long. But I'm going to attempt to make this plant happy again, because I loved when this plant was thriving for me and I had such a beautiful one. So I really want it back. I'm glad I never just dumped these cuttings, because I did do that with a lot of plants that I just could not bear to continue to care for, especially ones that were dying. Okay, I think I have plenty of soil now. I just need to arrange it. Okay, you guys, I need to start over, because this is not it. Okay. Here we go. These ones have a much shorter stem, so I kind of have to hold on to them when I'm putting them in here, unless I can get it arranged in a way. Don't have to. Okay. It's very messy, but it's done. And I kind of have them hugging to one side just because it's a little bit hard to get them all, like, you know, where they would fit perfectly. But for now, this will do, and then I will end up repotting them hopefully eventually. So we'll set that one up here for now. And then I need a pot for this one. Okay, so this philodendron bipennifolium is gonna go in here for now, just because I'm using what I have. So no, none of my plant pots are going to be cute, but for now, this will just have to do until I can see that it's growing okay, being put back in soil. Then I'd like to get it a moss hole eventually, because I want the leaves to what's the word? I want the leaves to like actually get their shapes. So I'm thinking about doing a different type of moss pole. So if you guys have any suggestions on good moss poles to use, I would love extra recommendations. So here is the philodendron bipennifolium. Very fun. Stick that one there. Okay, and I'm gonna go grab the next plants. This may be a very dumb idea, but I don't know, you guys. I mentioned this in one of my videos previously that this one has been in water propagation for far too long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually chop this one. But I will be potting some of it up. Maybe, depending on how these roots are. Ooh. Okay, well, you have super little amount of roots here and a ton of foliage, so we will see. I do want to put this one on a pole of some sort eventually too, but just not right now. So that's why I think I want to cut some of it off, just because most of the foliage is pretty wonky to begin with. So we'll see. But I'm going to put this one in a clear pot, so I can see the roots better, even though these roots are like black anyway. What do we have here? But yeah, so as of lately, I've been working on a granny square blanket. I'm doing like the retro daisy granny square blanket. And my goal is to get about 2 granny squares done a day because it takes me forever to do them. But here and there I will switch it up and do some things like this coaster, for an example, because I get bored doing the same thing over and over again, and because there's no finished product until the blanket is done, I feel like I'm not doing really anything. So yeah, I want to do a blanket for my mother-in-law, but I might have to hold off on the blanket for my mother-in-law and just do like a no-sew blanket this year, and then do a blanket maybe next year, because then I'll have a whole year to kind of work on it, but we'll see. So this is the philodendron pink something, pink splash. I don't remember the name of these, but yeah, if I'm gonna chop it, I'm gonna chop it like right here and start this on its own plant, but we will see. For now, I'm just gonna leave it, see how it does. If I feel like it's declining or dying off and not loving its life in a pot, I will definitely be chopping it and trying to keep some of it alive at least. So I'll set that one there. And then we're gonna go on to the big project that might make me rip my hair out and might make me wanna cry. It may also be the stupidest idea I've ever came up with, but you guys will be in for a wild ride here in just a second. Clean up some of my mess. And then I need to go get the plant and my supplies. Okay, so like I said, this might be the dumbest thing that I have come up with so far in a plant care video, but these are all my philodendron varicosum cuttings, right? They have been in this prop box for probably 2 years, because actually no, they had to have been done right around the same time that we moved. But you guys, I have these varicosum cuttings and this varicosum plant here in the water, and I really don't know if this is a good idea, but I want to pot them up like now. I want them to start growing. So, because there's so many of them, this might be a bit of a challenge. So bear with me, because it's gonna be crazy. I have a moss pole that I have already been soaking in water, so it's nice and moist. I don't like that word. It's wet. So yeah, we're going to put this on the moss pole, but this might be really dumb because moss poles don't stay very well until like the roots start to grow in. So this might be just a mess. And like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So here's the varicosum plant. Uh-oh. Let me set this down real quick so I can get a good look at the plant itself. Because it's so long. So like this one is nice because it's got quite a few leaves on it, but this one is like a long stem with 2 leaves on it. So I don't know how good of an idea this is. I think I want to chop this one and propagate it from here rather than have this long stem. Oh, there goes the moss pole. This is probably a very bad idea, you guys. Come on. Are these roots rotted? Some of them are. So I think these ones I'm not going to put in. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the ones in the perlite, if the roots aren't rotted. No, the roots are good. But this is going to be a mess. If you can't tell, because they've been in the box so long. They're growing sideways. That's okay. It'll be okay. Okay. But it's going to be really hard to get them with this this thing. So what I think I'm gonna do is measure how high up they need to be, and then I'm going to pot them around, and then you probably use some green tape to hold them in place. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but I'm basically just laying it where I want them to be, so that when I when I get the chance to, I'm going to use this to hold them in place just until I can get it filled. Probably not a very good idea to have this many propagations in one plant, but if I'm being honest, if I have more than one plant of something, I'm gonna give it worse care than if I only had one plant of it. So with them all being potted together like this, they have a better chance of surviving. Is that bad? That's really bad. It's probably terrible for me to admit that. Okay, hold on, plants, because now I'm about to bury you. I'm able to hold them all, not necessarily in place because they're not really in a good place, but the placement's not going to be perfect because it's just not, and eventually it'll grow and will look better. But for now, we just gotta get them potted. So some of these leaves might show some damage from me pinching them so hard. Well, on the bright side, this seems to be staying in place fairly nice. So that's good. But yeah, there's quite a few plants in this one pot. So wish them luck because they're gonna need it. So let me bring this closer to you so you can see kind of what I did. But I basically just put them all at the front too, because this isn't something I want to be twisting all the time. I want them all to be facing, you know, one direction. So yeah, this is kind of how it's just gonna be. I may pin some of the longer ones up with this, but we will see because it's gonna be a challenge with how many varicosum plants I just put in one pot. It's probably a very bad idea, but I mean, anything is better than what they were already doing, like dealing with. So I guess that's a bonus. With my neglect, they were in a propagation vessel for far too long. But yeah, so yeah, I will go ahead and probably pin some of them up so that they start to root into here, and when they grow, hopefully they grow decent. Now I just have to find a spot for it in my house because there's just not a lot of places to go. But yeah, so that is everything that I'm going to be doing today. As far as plant repots go, I need to clean up and get this all taken care of before my youngest gets out of or wakes up from her nap. I gotta wipe this whole thing down and clear it off, but yeah. I am pretty happy with the plants I was able to get repotted today. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button because it really helps out my channel. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!